Hello. I think I've done it. Am I here? Can you hear me? Can you write in the chat if you can? If this is happening, if this is working, and you can see me, you can see my massive face, my massive red face with embarrassment because I'm 13 minutes late. If you can see me, please write something in the chat. I think what had gone wrong is that there was a button that said "Go Live" and I'd not pressed it. Which, looking at it, I mean, that's to me that seems like a major oversight from me. It was a button that said "Go Live." I didn't press the button that said "Go Live," which is, thick. It's clinically thick of me. But, we live and learn in these times. I think we're on now. I think we're happening. People are saying it's working. Well, that's good. I really felt like my brain was going to explode, which has never happened to me before. If it does happen, I think it only happens once. Rarely does your head explode twice. Who knew? But anyway, we're here, we're live, we're happening. Thanks for being here. A lot of people, terrifying, to be honest. Terrifying, daunting. But I think we can have fun. I think. Maybe. Hey, what else are you going to do? We're stuck in our houses. What a mad old time, eh? But hey, fun. Good to see you all. Thanks for the love. Anyway, so we're doing a quiz. I like a quiz, you like a quiz. Hopefully this will be a good quiz. We'll see. So, it's going to be 5 rounds, 10 questions each. I'm going to tell you the questions now on this stream, live at you. And you are going to answer those questions via a Google form, which you will find. This sort of thing a YouTuber does, isn't it? Points below. So there's some links there to some Google Forms. I've got the ones up for the first 3 rounds. Also in the Facebook event group, I posted the first 3 ones in there as well. So click on those. There'll be 10 questions. We'll answer them. It'll be fine. If you put your name, your team captain, so I know who to contact for the winner, and the number of people in your team on the first form of each. If you can try and keep your team name and team captain the same throughout, that'd be really useful for me. But hey, we'll see. So anyway, let's get this quiz. Look at this. This is, if you want the future. Oh, I'm in the bottom corner. Magic, isn't it? So yeah, this is stuff I said. 5 rounds, separate form for each. At the end of each round, I'll ask you to submit. Then we'll mark. We'll go forward. Most points wins. Classic quiz stuff. Don't cheat. That's a big one. I'm not there to tell you, hey guys, don't cheat, which I normally would in a quiz. I'd be walking around. I'd have my beady eye on you. I'd be saying, hey, don't cheat. This time I can't stop you cheating. But I hope morally you won't cheat. Cheats do prosper. That's the thing. I think if we've learned anything from the world lately, cheats do prosper, but they're knobs. Do you want to be a knob? I don't think so. So anyway, let's get on with the show. So 5 rounds. Oh, I've got a prize. Courtesy of Callum Slater, a great personal trainer in town, and his company Tribe Training. Whoever wins this quiz will win 1 month free online boot camp sessions and access to the Tribe Training community. Every member of that team, which is a great prize. I'm very happy. I'm very thankful for Callum for coming to me and offering me that prize today. Very, very kind of him. We will be sending that out to whoever. People can get in contact. It's difficult to keep fit when you're only allowed to go outside once a day for your government mandated outdoor time. But what if you did it inside with a nice man? It's a good idea, isn't it? Okay, so if you could all prepare your first Google Sheet, get ready for round uno. That, I believe, is Spanish for 1. And that is about ants. Who doesn't want to round about ants? Everyone loves ants. It's not actually about ants. In this round, all of the answers have the letters ant in it. A-N-T, ant. Do you understand? Hopefully you'll get it. It'll be fine. You guys just sent me something. This isn't you. No, that's not me. That's not me. Correct. Thanks for all the people that have sent me nice messages, by the way. It's terrified me and stressed me. I'm just going to reply to a couple of people that are saying, is this working? I mean, one of them's Mel, my stepdad, and as people that know, Mel will know. If it's not working, it might just be Mel. We'll see. We'll bloody see, won't we? Ben Wilcox says it's working. Hi, Ben. Hi to all the guys at uni. This is not what I expected to be doing this week with my uni time, but we're making it work, aren't we? We're making it work. Anyway, so yeah, round one, it is ants. All about ants. It's not about ants. Ant is inside it. Question number 1. Which movie, released in 2018, was the first superhero film to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars and became the first Marvel film to win an Oscar at all, winning Best Costume, Best Production, and Best Original Score that year? Which movie, released in 2018, was the first superhero film to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars and became the first Marvel film to win an Oscar at all, winning Best Costume, Best Production, and Best Original Score that year? I'm going to be honest, I thought it was okay. I've seen better films. I thought it was okay. It's a good score by Ludwig Göransson, though, who I think is excellent. But hey, what are you going to do? So that is question number 1. I'm going to give you about 20-30 seconds with each, probably. Try and get a good pace on this thing. And at the end, I'll give you a nice little gap so you can sort everything out that you haven't got sorted then. Sam Pilch wants to shout. Dr. Samuel A. Pilcher. I didn't know you were a Dr. Sam, but that's great. Glad to hear you've got that PhD finally. Anyway, question number 2. Which chemical element with the symbol Sb and atomic number 51 was used as eye makeup by the ancient Egyptians? I've less to follow up on that, to be honest. The first one I could probably, I can talk around the subject. I don't really know much about ancient eye makeup. Or modern eye makeup. Mascara. I think that is one. Maybe. I believe this one was called Kohl. I don't know if they still use that. But Kohl. Maybe. Which chemical element with the symbol Sb and atomic number 51 was used as eye makeup by the ancient Egyptians? That's question number 2. As you might be able to tell, things got a bit stressed for me coming up to the moment, and it was a lot. So yeah, thank you for your patience again. I was going to make my room look nice and have maybe like something here, but no. Which is not surprising. I am a man who spent a year in a room in a house where I only had towels as curtains. I've changed. I hope I've changed. You can hope, can't you? You can hope. Anyway, that was question 2. Question number 3. Which word, meaning a small variety of chicken or any other fowl, gives its name to a boxing weight between flyweight and featherweight in the original 8 divisions? I believe there's quite a few more. There's light and heavy versions of a lot of the weights in boxing now. But the original 8, the classic 8, traditional 8, glamour 8, all terms for those 8. Which one of those shares its name with a variety of chicken or any other fowl? A small variety. Small, like it's fully grown, but it's small, not just a chick. It's not just a chick. That's got its own name, a chick. A lot of people asking, are we going to clap at 8? Yeah, we are going to clap at 8. Which was, I didn't know about that till this morning. I didn't factor it in initially, but I factored it in now. And who doesn't enjoy a clap? The NHS do a great job, so let's appreciate them. All they deserved. I personally would have funded them better and given them the clap. A clap, not the clap. They spend a lot of time getting rid of the clap. I'd have given them applause. Great bunch of lads. But yeah, we'll give that clap at 8. So we'll take a little break in the middle of this for 2 minutos. That could be Spanish. I could have made that up. I am babbling. I am nervous. I'm the most nervous I've ever been in my room on my own. Certainly. So that was question number 3. Question number 4. The Sargasso Sea, the world's only sea without any land borders, is a region of which ocean? The Sargasso Sea, the world's only sea without any land borders, is a sea of which ocean? Interesting sea because it's surrounded by only other seas. How did they define that that was a sea? I don't know. Talk to an oceanographer, but I'm sure they'd have lots of interesting things to tell you about the sea. More than I wish I had some more sea facts here, but I don't. Sea facts. Hey, do you remember sea facts? Great days. The past. Alan Hobbs says nobody wants to clap. You're right, Alan. They don't. They really don't. That was question number 4. Question number 5. Principal boy, played by a girl, and the dame, played by a man, are traditionally roles in what kind of performance descended from a 16th century Italian commedia dell'arte? I threw that one in there. I could have just given the first bit, and that would have been like, normal question. But I added the bit in about commedia dell'arte because I know some guys that I went to school with are doing this, and remember studying it with them. So, hopefully they'll remember. I mean, I doubt they will. Not everyone remembers everything from Year 9 drama like I do. But, great days. Got some great anecdotes about that. Maybe I'll tell you. Victor and the piano. Superb anecdote. But that was question number 5. Principal boy, played by a girl, and the dame, played by a man, are traditional roles in what kind of performance descended from 16th century Italian commedia dell'arte? Question number 6. This will be the last one before we go for a quick 3 or 4 minute break for this clap. Deriving its name from the Spanish for St. James, what is the capital city of Chile? Deriving its name from the Spanish for St. James, what is the capital city of Chile? 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 Chile. I'm going to go Chile. Chile. Once in 2014 World Cup, I was in the White Swan in Cambridge, and Chile played maybe Japan, something like that, in a game in the group stage. And they were going, chi, 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 le, 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 we love Chile, all night. And I felt like an honorary Chilean that evening. A magical time. Great bunch of lads over there in Chile. But what is the name of their capital city? Please give me a little answer for that. I imagine you've all got plenty. If I answer another question, you've probably still got time to go into your front room, which is the important thing here. Like from your front room into the... Rachel Brown, you're doing great. Thanks, Rachel. Very kind of you to say. Blake Kingston wants to know, is Phil Mitchell an answer at all? We'll find out, won't we, Blake? I can't give that away. We can hope. We can hope it is. Yaroslav says they also did that in Moscow during the World Cup. Great bunch of lads in Chile. I'll pop one last question before we quickly do the little NHS break. So that's number 7. Though there is no evidence she ever said it, the phrase "let them eat cake" is attributed to which French queen? That's question number 7. Though there is no evidence she ever said it, the phrase "let them eat cake" is attributed to which French queen? The last French queen, I believe. I think so. So yeah. And that's question number 7. 3 more questions left in this round before I'll ask you to submit your answers. And then I think what's going to happen probably is I'm going to look at your answers, find out there's loads of them, and panic because there's going to be so many, and I'll feel overwhelmed. But that's just my vibe at the moment, feeling overwhelmed. It's a strange time out there, isn't it? But we're enjoying it as much as we can. So that's question 7. Though there is no evidence she ever said it, the phrase "let them eat cake" is attributed to which French queen? I'm going to pop you on a little break setting while I go find my position to applaud. I hope you do the same, and I'll be back here at 2 minutes and 30 seconds past the hour of 8 o'clock. So shortly, be right back with you. And we're back. Wow, that was fireworks and everything. Pretty exciting. I also heard what I thought was the sound of a demon from hell. That's what it sounded like to me. Probably wasn't. Interesting evening in Sheffield if it is. What are you going to do? But actually, yeah, that was impeccably observed, everyone. And very moving. Almost as moving as the President's speech in Independence Day. Not quite, because it's the most moving thing that ever happened. But, you know, what are you going to do? Anyway, great work, everyone. Great work. All of the people that work for the NHS. I know some people who do and are watching. And thank you for your great work. You know, it's difficult out there, but you're doing a great job. So thank you. Anyway, back to the old quiz. Where are we? Quiz. So we last asked question number 7. Though there is no evidence she ever said it, the phrase "let them eat cake" is attributed to which French queen? Question number 8 is: first staged in London's West End in 2010, Love Never Dies is the sequel to which long-running musical? First staged in London's West End in 2010, Love Never Dies is the sequel to which long-running musical? Not my favourite musical of all time. No, my favourite musical is Hamilton. If you've not read it, well, listen to it. You can't read it. It's made of sound. If you've not listened to it, give it a listen. I've seen it 4 times. It's really good. This, I suppose, is probably less good. I don't think it ran very long. Not as long running as the original, certainly. So, Love Never Dies is the sequel to which long-run musical? Question number 9 in this round. Who signed for Leicester City in 2015, winning the league in his only season at the club before moving to Chelsea and becoming the first player since Eric Cantona to win back-to-back English League titles with 2 different sides? Who signed for Leicester City in 2015, winning the league in his only season at the club before moving to Chelsea and becoming the first player since Eric Cantona to win back-to-back English titles with 2 different sides? Of course, Cantona won in 91-92 and 92-93 with Leeds and then Manchester United. This player won with Leicester City and Chelsea. Who is it? A lovely man, by all accounts. That's what I hear. He seems nice. He does. Seems down to earth. That's question 9. And question number 10, the last one in round 1 on ants. Which historical empire, sometimes referred to as the Eastern Roman Empire, existed between circa the 5th century AD until it fell to the Ottoman Empire in 1453? Which historical empire, sometimes referred to as the Eastern Roman Empire, existed between circa 5th century AD until it fell to the Ottoman Empire in 1453? Now, looking at that question, you know, I wrote this earlier, I'm looking at it again. I realised that I've written the word empire 3 times, which is too many. I should have used a different word. Dynasty. It's more than a dynasty, though, isn't it? An empire. Who knows? Who bloody knows? We're doing our best. Alfred's just texted to say, Charlotte says Cantona also has ant in it. Not wrong. What a great fact. Ants everywhere. All these players are ants. Not literally. That wouldn't work. Wouldn't work on a football pitch. Though I believe there's no law in football saying that you have to field humans. So, you know, ants probably wouldn't have the power. But I imagine they would have the technical skill, and as we know, they'd have the teamwork, which is 9/10 of football. I think. You know, you can't just be individuals, can you? Anyway, so that's the end of round number 1. So make sure you've entered your team name, everything on the first page, and then the second page, put your 10 answers to those questions that we've just done. As soon as you've done that, press submit. I'm going to give you the next 3 minutes to submit. So that's up to, on my clock, 10 past 8. At 10 past 8, I will not accept any more submissions for answers in this round. That's how we're doing it, which seems pretty fair. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes and I'll be right back with you then. Okay, so there's last few answers to those questions are just trickling in. There's a lot of responses. A lot of people doing this quiz. Who knew? It's a lot. It's a lot for my emotions and for my mental feelings. So, thanks for the support. It means a lot. I hope I can just bring you a little bit of joy in these crazy old times. But that seems to be it. So the last person to get their thing in I'm going to cut it off when it goes to 11. Looks like Blake Clinkson's team, last one in. Wendy and Grant really put in the effort. Oh, another one. Sam Russo's got a team. Hi, Sam Russo. What a legend. I want everyone to get involved, but I want to be strict. It's hard to find that line between getting involvedness and strictness. But, what you're going to do. Let me just see. Yeah, that seems like that's the last one. So, 100 teams in. Pretty good. Well done. Well done, everyone. That's the last team in, and that is the Arse Radiators, which is a fantastic name. I don't know the story behind that, but I enjoy it. And that's all that matters, isn't it? I will just make a marker there to show that is the final team. And we're good for round 1. So no more entries for round 1 will be accepted. Sorry, guys. Sorry. My internet is saying that it's not working, which is never good in a streaming situation. Oh, it's working. It's working fine. It's just doing that thing where it goes up and down. Edgy Rome. Am I right? People of Sheffield. Crazy. Let me see. Anything interesting in the chat? The name alias fake namey. That's beautiful. I don't know what it means. Well, I know what it means, but I love it. Haas, you need me to teach you how to do it. I'll gladly teach you how to do it, my brother. Rosie saying, I thought we were going to get a costume change every time. Maybe I will. Maybe between rounds I'll change costumes. Who knows? There's a lot of quiz to be done. Anyway, so that was round 1. Let me give you the answers to those questions so you know how you did, which is crucial, isn't it? I think so. So let's pop over to those answers. Ants asked us, number 1, which movie released in 2018 was the first superhero film to be nominated for Best Picture? Black Panther. It was quite good. It wasn't that good. I saw a few people put Ant-Man. I've realised now that I've actually written a trick question. I didn't mean it. Brilliant from me. Well done. I'm a genius, even when I'm not trying. I like Ant-Man a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. I had a great time when I went to see it at the cinema. But yeah, it was Black Panther. Sorry, guys. Question number 2. Which chemical element with the symbol SB? That's antimony. I haven't really got anything more to say about that one. I'll try and back the other ones up. Question number 3. Which word meaning a small variety of chicken or any other fowl that gives its name to a boxing weight is bantam? Is in bantam weight. Question number 4. The Sargasso Sea is the only sea without any borders, and it's in which ocean? The North Atlantic Ocean. I'll of course accept anyone who just put Atlantic or just Atlantic Ocean. Fine. But is it the North? I think it's just outside from the Caribbean, I think. I'm not sure. Wide Sargasso Sea by Jean Rhys has it in its title, which I believe is sort of a spin-off from Jane Eyre. Not read it. I've not read it. Question number 5. Principal Boy and the Dame are both traditional roles in a pantomime. I'll accept panto, of course, for that one, because it includes ant. If you got rid of the word ant, I wouldn't have accepted it. But I'm going to be kind, because we're going through a pandemic. Question number 6. Deriving its name from the Spanish for St. James, the capital of Chile is Santiago, or Sant-Iago. Iago, the Spanish for James. The bad guy in Othello, and the bad guy in Aladdin. Not the main bad guy, but he was annoying. Number 7, who was supposedly said, let them eat cake. That was Marie Antoinette. I believe someone said in the chat, they were right, she did apparently said something like, they can have some brioche, which that makes us come off nicer, I think. Have some cake. Oh, we've got brioche. You can see how history changes if you word it slightly different. Number 8, first staged in London's West End in 2010, Love and Never Dies is a sequel to The Phantom of the Opera. I don't really know anything about The Phantom of the Opera, just The Mask, and the guy from Some Mothers Who Have Them was in it, and Gerard Butler, 2 very similar men, so you can understand why you'd make them play the same role. Question number 9, who signed for Leicester City in 2015 and won the league there and at Chelsea? That was N'Golo Kante. I'll accept anyone, just put Kante as well for that one. Of course, also won the World Cup with France in 2018. Great player, great guy. Currently injured, I think, but still good. Rubbish on fantasy football. Don't pick him. 3 points. That's all you'll ever get if you're lucky. There's other players out there. He's the modern Gareth Barry. And question number 10, which historical empire, sometimes referred to as the Eastern Roman Empire, ruled until it fell to the Ottomans? That's the Byzantine Empire, which a lot of people got right, which surprises me. But maybe I just think little of you. Who knows? We don't know. So those are your answers to round 10. I've got an algorithm that's marked all of those, and I'll go through that in the break as well, just to double check that everything is good. But yeah, I'll top the totals up as we go. So now you should go to the link for quiz for part 2. So it's a different link than the first one, different little prompts. We'll be doing round 2, which is trivia sums. So in this round, I'm going to basically be asking you a sum. I'm going to ask you 2 questions at least about trivia, anything, history, entertainment, all the subjects, all the ones on the Trivial Pursuit board. And there'll be 2 questions in each, but I don't need those answers. I need you to take the 2 numbers that I've given you in those 2 pieces of trivia and do the sum I ask, and you'll give me another number. So, that should be it. So that's an example would be if I said, what is the number normally considered a maximum break in snooker plus the number of seasons? So that would be 147 plus 4. And so you'd give me the answer, 151. A couple of them are going to be some more easy maths, some will be maybe some slightly harder maths, but hey, I trust you. You can do this. It's only maths, guys. Let's get on with it. So hopefully you've opened up the link below and got the link or on the Facebook page. I've put them there as well. And we can get on with this round. I hope that it's going to be good. Let me see. So yeah, round number 2, trivia sums. Question number 1. Please take the number of stripes on the US flag and multiply that by the number of kingdoms of Westeros in Game of Thrones. So take the number of the stripes on the US flag and multiply that by the number of kingdoms in Westeros in Game of Thrones. So you see, it's fun, right? Because it's like two different things. Like you have to know about an actual evil empire and a potential evil empire in a fictional land in a TV show that we were all disappointed by in the end. But we had a great journey on the way, and in a way that's the same with America. So just take those 2 numbers and multiply them. Whatever that number is, give me that new number. That is the answer. For question number 1. Question number 2. Which I'm going to say, I think I'm going too fast. I'm going to slow down for like a moment and look at my correspondence. There's a lot of it. I'm not going to look at all of it. There's too much. There is too much correspondence. But again, thank you for your nice messages. And thank you for those of you who have sent us a couple of quid. Very much appreciated. If we can make this a regular thing throughout quarantine, then I imagine that I will take some prize money, anything that's donated, and turn that into prizes for future weeks. But for now, it's just appreciated. Thank you for putting some money into my time. I'd be wasting my time anyway, but it's nice to have it in a cash number. Anyway, question number 2. Take the number of main series Harry Potter books, so the main series up in, those ones, and multiply that by the number that was most famously worn by Ryan Giggs for Manchester United. So take the number of main series Harry Potter books and multiply that by the number most famously worn at Manchester United by Ryan Giggs. So main series Harry Potter books, I'm not counting the book of the play the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Not counting Quidditch Through the Ages, though probably my favourite. If I love one thing, it's the history of a fictional sport. And I'm not counting Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Mostly because those films are rubbish. They are bad. They're bad movies. I got a message from my brother who's watching. Hello, Benjamin. I hope you're well. Give my love to your mum. That's nice. It's rare that he is nice. Oh, he's lovely. He's a lovely little boy. But, I'm just like a big idiot, aren't I? And it's nice to feel the love of your brother. I hope to see him soon. It's been too long. Quarantine. That's all right. So that's question number 2. Question number 3. Take the number of wives of Henry VIII and multiply it by the number of the constituent countries of the UK. So the big country. That's not a hard question. I'm not trying to trick you there with that second one or that first one, actually. I know that sometimes people say, oh, he didn't actually have these wives because some of them were annulled. Don't worry about that. Just take the number that you know is the number that he had of wives and the number of the countries, the 4 proper countries. I'm not counting the Isle of Man, I'm not counting the Isle of Wight. Sorry, Joe, if you're watching. He's from the Isle of Wight. What a weird place to be from. Isle of Man, those things don't count. The main countries. Did you notice there that I tried really hard not to say how many countries? Every single time it's really strong in my head. Don't say it. I'm going to try not to say it. So multiply those 2 numbers together. Give me that new number, baby. Becca said we're going too slow. I'll speed up. Ben's also said we're having some problems. I don't know why. I'm sorry to hear that. Guard's asking, where's the link to donate to my OnlyFans? It's a good question. I'll put that link up in a bit. I will accept Alan Hobbs. I will accept wild guesses for all these questions. I encourage them, if anything. Question number 4. This is mathematically the hardest. Take the number of official Doctors Who, which I believe is the plural. Take the official number of Doctors Who, and take that to the power of the number of popes that have been named John Paul. Not John or Paul. John Paul. Official doctors, I'm counting the main ones from Hartnell to Whittaker, not including Peter Cushing's Doctor Dr. Full Stop who was in 2 movies in the mid 1960s. I'm not counting John Hurt's War Doctor. Just the main doctors, canonic number of doctors, and take that to the power of the number of popes that have been called John Paul. Not Sean Paul, though, would he be a better pope? It's hard to say. I think he'd be a great pope. He'd certainly be increasing the temperature in the Vatican. The next one, question number 5. So I put a bracket in here, but it shouldn't be too complex. So take the total of the numbers in the 3 Ocean films starring George Clooney. So ignore the one in the 60s with Frank Sinatra, the 3 that were a trilogy in the 2000s, directed by Steven Soderbergh with Brad Pitt and all those guys. Add the numbers in those 3 films and get a new number. Then multiply that number by the number in the spin-off that came out a couple of years ago, starring Sandra Bullock, who I believe is Jimmy Addison's favourite actress. Tailenders fans will know that. So take that number, add those numbers together, multiply it, get that new number, enter that as the answer. Friendly Gamer Gang says Las Malvinas. Yeah, big respect for the Malvinas. They don't count, sadly, but they are part of the general vibe. Jack Swindlehurst loves the Isle of Sheppey. I love the Isle of Sheppey too. Isle of Sheppey too. Isle of Sheppey too. I love the Isle of Sheppey too. Sandra Bullock is a very good actress. Shinny says, and mine, and then Heart Eyes. 2 of my great sporting idols, Jimmy Anderson and my cousin. Pretty big. All the big names are watching. glad to hear it. So that was question number 5. Question number 6. Take the lowest number you can't score with one dart in darts and add that to the number of legs on a scorpion. Different vibe on that. So with the lowest number of dart, you've got only one dart. You can score a 1 by throwing that 1. You can score in a 2 by getting a 1, a double 1 or a 2. You can get 3 by scoring a 3 or a treble 1, etc., etc. What is the lowest number you cannot score with a single dart? Take that number, add it to the number of legs on a scorpion. Your standard scorpion. I'm not talking about any like fancy scorpion or a scorpion that's been maimed. Just a classic scorpion, one that is not disabled. I'm sure there's some out there, and I'm sure they're a great bunch of lads. Scorpions get a bad name, don't they? Scorpions. I'm sure they're fine. That's question number 6. Question number 7. Take the number of the catch in the novel by Joseph Heller and take away from that the number of times in a row that Ant and Dec have been named Best Presenter at the National TV Awards. Again, two very highbrow, lowbrow in a way. Take the number of the catch in the novel by Joseph Heller. I believe there was a TV series last year. Again with Clooney. These aren't all Clooney based, but Clooney was in a TV show of it last year. I didn't see it. I heard it was good. Take away from that number the number of times in a row that Ant and Dec have been named Best Presenter at the National Television Awards. I think there was one year where there was no awards, so they didn't win it that year. But I'm saying we just skipped that year, and it's all the years up until that. How many years in a row have they been named Best Presenter? Take that away, and that will give you the answer for that question. That is question number 7. Got some nice comments from people who sent me money on PayPal. Thank you. My cousin Harriet says that I can buy some hand sanitizer with it, and she's right. I do need some. If I can find some, there's nothing on Ranmore. Nothing at all. Morrison's, Sainsbury's, Boots, empty. But hopefully on the black market, I can find some. It's difficult times for the hand cleanliness freaks, but you know, I'm making do with a bar of Pears, a Pears soap. It's very fragrant, and it was cheap. But not because I want it to be cheap. It's just I didn't want a multi-pack of Dove. Normally I go for a Carex. What are you going to do? Question number 8. Take the number of hills that Rome and Sheffield are built upon. So not their collective number, but they're both built on the same number of hills. Take that number and divide it by the atomic number of hydrogen. Take the number of hills in Rome and Sheffield, either or, and divide that by the atomic number of hydrogen. I just became really worried that I'd confused atomic number with a different sort of number, the number that's like all of the bits. It's been a while since I did science, guys, so I'm using the word bits. But I just want the number in the nucleus, which I believe it, because I believe that's the atomic number. So take the number of hills in Rome, divide it by the atomic number of hydrogen. Question number 9. Take the number mile in the M&M film and multiply that by the number of starting players for a side in rugby union. Take the number of the mile in the M&M film and multiply that by the number of starting players in a rugby union side. Get that new number, enter that as your number. Jordan Warland says no calculator allowed, BT dubs. Yeah, it's a good point. This should all be mental. A couple people, Jack mentioning Rene Higuita, the Scorpion, who did the Scorpion kick against England in about 1995. A great guy. Jack says you got Monzo. Yes, I do. You can also, if you've got my phone number, you'll have me on Monzo, so you can gladly send me a bit of dollar on that. Can I drop the PayPal link in this chat? I can. You gotta get paid, right, guys? I just got paid. Who's that? Who's that by? Don't know if it's catchy, isn't it? I'm gonna pop that in the chat. Boom. As someone asked. Max Burgess Clark, shout out to Josie, who's streaming from Italy. Hi, Josie. Who I don't know who's the furthest away person is. That's very impressive. Harry Gardner, my housemate says you have lovely eyes. Thank you very much, Harry Gardner's housemate. That's very kind. I'm sure you're beautiful too. Toby says Beth wants you to repeat the questions because she wasn't listening. Beth, do one, mate. Paying attention. How hard can it be? Question number 10. Take the title of Keith Sutherland's Jack Bauer show and divide that by the number of countries in South America. Take the title of Keith Sutherland's Jack Bauer show and divide that by the number of countries in South America. Beth says, please repeat all the questions in round 2. I can't, mate. Normally I can go around on a quiz and people are talking. I can't. I'll quickly flash through them, very quickly. But that's all I'm doing. So number 1, flag times kingdoms. 2, Harry Potter times gigs. 3, wives times constituent countries. 4, Doctors Who to the power of John Paul. Question 3, Clooney films added multiplied by Bullock. Question 6, lowest number with 1 dart plus legs on a scorpion. 7, The Number of the Catch by Joseph Heller minus Anton Deck award wins in a row. Number 8, Hills of Rome divided by hydrogen. Number 9, Mile of Eminem by starting players in a rugby union side. And number 10, take the title of Keith Sutherland's Jack Bauer show and divide that by the countries in South America. I believe Keith Sutherland recently played at the Junction, my old stomping ground in Cambridge. I've not heard any reports of how he was, which is disappointing. I hope he was well. Always one of the perks of that job was meeting famous people. Who wouldn't love to meet Keith Sutherland from The Lost Boys and other things? He's a rock star now. Anyway, so that is all of your questions for that round. I will give you a couple of minutes. Make sure, again, you've put all your answers in. You've got your team name, everything like that. I'll give you up until, let's make it 25-2 to get your answers in for this round. And I'll call it when we're done. And then we'll get on to the music round, which is the last one before we have a little break. I'll be right back with you. Okay, I think that's about enough time. Great work, guys. I've seen some people in the chat asking me to undo another button for more donations. Sadly, I think I do have to keep the stream family friendly. But, DM me. We'll see what we can do. Good little community going on in the live chat as well. Very, very funny. Great bunch in there. But yeah, that's everyone for round 2. Thank you for that. Let me just double check that I have got everyone in. So we had 100 entrants in round number 1. A nice round 100. In round number 2, let's see what we've got. We've lost a couple, but that might be, I know there's a couple of people that did maybe double enter, which, hey, it happens. Let me just give it another little refresh, make sure we've got everything in, and we'll give you the answers to that round. Definitely a lot of right answers there, but some good variations. Dan Betts for one answer put 7,529,536, which, Dan, I'm going to say is I don't think correct. I don't think it is correct, but you've tried, haven't you? You have tried, and I respect you for it. Okay, so I think Claire, with team captain Claire, looks like my last entry in. Let me just give it another quick refresh to double check. Yeah, I think that is it. I will call that. So that is the end of round number 2. Let's see what the answers in that bad boy were. Boom, boom, boom. A lot of buttons. It's a lot. It is a lot. I am a little stressed. It'll be okay. So the answers to that round. First one, number of stripes on the US flag times by the number of kingdoms in Westeros. There are 13 kingdoms in Westeros. 13 stripes on the US flag, red and white, each one representing a different number of different one of the 13 colonies that were present at the founding of America and the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. And the number of kingdoms, the 7 kingdoms, it's famously called. I think there's more than 7 areas, but they are 7 kingdoms. That's what it's referred to in the show. So total 13 times 7 is 91. Is that correct? I'm really worried I've made like a really stupid mistake. Like in the first round, I was worried that I'd just not put the word ant in something. Like I'd done an answer without ant. But 13 times 7 equals 91. I think does work for me. I'm happy with that. Number 2, how many main series Harry Potter books are there multiplied by the number worn by Ryan Giggs? There are 7 Harry Potter books, obviously a magical number in the world anyway. I believe it comes from like Greek or Romans there are 7 main things in the sky. The Earth, the Sun, the Moon, the first 4 planets, not including us. So that's 7, not including those other extra books. And then the number one by Ryan Giggs was 11. So that's a pretty easy one. I'm very happy with those sums. 7 times 11 is 77. Number 3, the number of wives of Henry VIII multiplied by the constituent countries of the UK. 6 wives, 4 countries. Easy. Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn, Jane Seymour, Anne of Cleves, Catherine Howard, Catherine Parr, those are the wives, and England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland are the 4 constituent countries of the UK. Question number 4. The number of official Doctors Who to the power of the number of popes named John Paul. There have been 13 doctors. Just double checking, because again, that would be embarrassing because I'm supposed to like it. Hartnell, Troughton, Pertwee, Baker, Davison, Baker, McCoy, McGann, Eccleston, Tennant, Smith, Capaldi, Whitaker. Yeah, 13. And there's 2 John Pauls. John Paul I, I think, was Pope for like a month or so in the early 70s. And then Pope John Paul II replaced him, took the same name to honour him. He was the Pope for most of when we were growing up. Great Pope. We used to have a picture of Pope John Paul in our kitchen. We're not religious. We're not Catholic. Mum just liked Pope John Paul. Thought he seemed like a nice man. Which, I mean, as nice as a man can be while heading a worldwide organisation that allows child abuse. You got to find the line, haven't you? Question number 5. Add the total of the numbers in the 3 Ocean films starring George Clooney and add them to the number of the spin-off with Sandra Bullock. So that's 11 plus 12 plus 13, which equals 36. Multiply that by 8. Ocean's 8 gives you 288. pretty simple. Question number 6. The lowest number you can't hit with one dart plus the number of legs on a scorpion. So the lowest number you can't score with one dart is 23. That's because it's the highest. It's the lowest prime number past 20. I think that's the easiest way of working it. So 1 to 20, you can obviously just score that section on the dartboard. 21, you can score by getting 3 sevens. 22, you can get by 2 11s. 23, you can't. It's a prime number. And legs on a scorpion. Scorpions are arachnids, just like spiders. So add those two together. 23 plus 8, 31. Question number 7. The number of the catch in the novel by Joseph Heller. Take away the number of times in a row that Anton Deck have been Best Presenter at the TV Awards. So 22, Catch 22, famously. That book, very good if you've not read it. Minus the number of times Anton Deck have won that award. 19, which is good. Good going. I'm hoping to maybe take a run at them for next year. You know, they've got a bigger budget over at Saturday Night Takeaway, but I will do my best. So take away 19 from 22 equals 3. Question number 8. Name the number of hills in Rome and Sheffield that they're built on, divided by the atomic number of hydrogen. 7 hills of Rome and Sheffield, both magical, eternal cities, as we all know. Divide 7 by 1. The number of hydrogen, there's only one atom in its nucleus. That gives you 1. 7 by 1 is... 7. The answer should be 7. See, this is the sort of thing... 7 divided by 1 is 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. I'm so sorry, I'm an idiot. Ignore what I've written. The answer there is 7. I knew this would happen. And I feel shame, guys. I feel a real sense of shame. But, maths is hard, isn't it? Maths is hard. I only got an A in it. Didn't get an A* in it. I took it a year early, but, these simple maths can't work. I'm glad that's the one mistake out of the way, though. So that's the number of hills in Rome divided by the number of atomic number of hydrogen. That should be 7. I'm going to double count. I'm just so worried that I'm going to have to calculate a really simple sum on my phone because I don't want to be embarrassed. Yeah, it's 7. 7. Good to know. So the number of the mile in the Eminem film, that's obviously 8 Mile. Classic. I've never seen it, but we all love Lose Yourself and Mum Spaghetti and all that. Times that by the number of starting players in a rugby union side, that is 15. 8 times 15 equals 120. And finally, for round 2, question 10. Take the title of Keith Sutherland's Jack Bauer show, divide that by the number of countries in South America. The name of the show is 24. Obviously, there's 24 episodes. Each was an hour. Though without ads, it wasn't actually, but hey, what are you going to do? So 24 divided by the number of countries in South America, which is 12. 24 by 12 equals 2. 24 divided by 12 equals 2. Yeah. I'm really worried that I just don't know how to divide now, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. So that is that round. Seems like people did pretty well again, which I am very glad to see, and long may that continue. So one more round now for us before we get into the break. We'll have a little break while I try and work. Jack says in the chat, "Don't feel shame. I lost us $8,000." That's true. Jack did lose us $8,000 on TV. So this is not that bad comparatively. So yeah, one more round. We're going to do this round, and then we'll go into the break. So this is a music round because this is YouTube and I don't own the rights to music. I'm gonna have to play the music myself. Now I'm not good. I'm not a good musician. I've been playing, most of my life the guitar, but I'm not very good. Which is, it's a shame. You'd hope you'd get better. But in this time, when you've got nothing else on, why not learn to do guitar? Why not learn to play the guitar better? That's something that I'm thinking I might try and do. But this is part of it. So basically, in this round, I'm going to play 10 bits of. They're mostly riffs played badly, a couple chord sequences. I'll throw in a clue here and there to try and make it a bit easier, but I'm going to play these pieces of music. You just have to name the name of the song. So don't give me the name of the artist. All I need is the name of the song. I'm going to give you 10. And when you get all those, we'll put them through. Jade says a very interesting twist. You're not wrong. Kit Harrison says you can play on stream. It will only mute copyright if it's uploaded later as VOD. Interesting. I've been misinformed, but hey, I've practiced my guitar now. I'll have to do it. No, we'll be all right. So give me a second while I just grab my old axe. Let's see if it's in tune. Yeah, we're doing good. We are doing good. So I'm going to play you a little bit of music. You just have to say the name of the song. Should be okay. Let's see. So track number 1. This is the intro to which song? What is it? Do you know? Write it down if you do. That's the intro to which song? I'll sing the first bit. Well, I guess it could be nice. That's as much as you're getting. What is the name of that song? Oh, my strap's falling off. See, I'm not even good at this bit. The actual guitar playing, that's a struggle, but correctly wearing the guitar, just as difficult. That was track number 1. Track number 2, I'm going to have to open a tab for this one, and I'm going to play this extremely badly, but hopefully you can follow along with it. So this is a track by a famous Cambridge band, which is more than a little bit of a clue, because we all know there's actually really one. There's one really. Let's see. Pilcher's just said, look how Brent's about. I am very David Brent, and I apologise for it, but what are you going to do? So which song is this by a famous Cambridge band? Forgive my concentration face. And then it's like, so you think you can tell. Well, I'm not going to do more than that. I'm just giving you a little bit of lyric because to make up for my incredibly sloppy guitar playing, I'll try and play a bit more with that same intro. If I wasn't in quarantine, I'd get a band to do this. I know some really good musicians now, but what are you going to do? That's number 2. Number 3, this one I can play quite well. This was my GCSE music piece from 2006. Hayden saying play... I did go home to get it, Jacob, yeah. Hayden saying play Darude Sandstorm. I wish I could. This is my this is the solo from a song from, I'll give you a little clue, it's from the 1990s. Just name the song that I'm doing the solo from. I think I did it better in my GCSEs, I'll admit. But, I'm a bit rusty. I'll take that. I think that was okay. Let's see if I can do it. I'll do another little bit of it. So this is the solo from which song from the 90s? Mum said, I should know this, I heard it a million times. She did. You did, Mum. But, it's never like you to pay attention to my life. So I'm being cruel. I love you, Mum. No. I've forgotten the whole thing. That was number 3. Question number 4. Track numero 4. Name the song for the riff. This one, I'm a lot happy with. This one's a lot more fun. What song is this? What is that song? A classic. Of all the songs that I'm playing in this, I think that's the best one. I think we can all agree. Friendly Gamer Gang says, fancy playing the actual songs on YouTube, Spotify? No. I fancy making it more difficult and fun. Question number 5. What is this classic riff from? What's the song? You'll know it. It's a classic riff. Can't play that without thinking I'm Jack Black in School of Rock, which I do most of the time anyway. What is the name of that song? That is number 5. Number 6, let me pop the old tab open. This one, I think, though I've only learnt it today, I think is alright. So again, it's just I'm playing you a hot riff, a smoking hot riff. You just have to say what the smoking hot riff is from. So this is number 6. Okay, got it. I got there in the end. Took me a little bit, but I got there. Hope that one was all right. Next one is number 7. Again, it's a riff. A bit more of an intro riff than previous ones. Hugh Jones, guys, I hope no one's Shazamming this. I think I've made it pretty Shazam proof. So, it's A, it makes it harder to cheat, and B, I have more of a laugh. And, isn't that the real win? So this is a classic track. I think this is from this is an indie hit from about 2007, 2008. I remember playing this in someone's bedroom, and Blake Kingston was there, who I know is watching with Wendy and the whole gang. So this one's for you, Blake. No, I can't do it. I've forgotten how to play the guitar, guys. That's a classic indie banger from the late noughties. A classic that we all love from when we've been inside an indie disco of an evening. What is the name of that song? Let's get on to the next one, which is number 8. Number 8, I think, is played at a slower pace, which will probably help me. And I think a big part of why I'm really playing guitar badly is that my room is really cold, and you need a bit of dexterity. Anna Skinner says, "Stop trying to play. You are murdering every tune." Kind of the point, Anna. Kind of the point. Trying to. It makes it more of a quiz in a way, but thanks for the support, Anna. Really appreciate it. You try something. Anyway, thank you, Anna. I'm joking. This is the next one. This is number 8. Have I moved it to number 8? It's very important. It says the exact same thing, but it's very important that I change the number there. This is number 8. I'm not going to play it all properly, but I'll just play the classic riff that you all know. What song is that? That's a classic. I'm not even going to give you a clue for that because I believe it was voted the best riff of all time. So, hopefully you know it. We'll see. Matt says turn the heating on. They don't like us doing that, mate. They're not a big fan of us. Molly says you're playing it all. You should play it on the E string, and she knows. Someone's called me a murderer. Wow. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to be bad. No, name the song. So this is the only bit. I was trying to think of songs I could play, and I knew I could play. And this is a bit of a song. This is just as the verse turns into the chorus in a song from a famous concept album. I'll give you those clues. You just got to say what the song is called. If I can remember it. I'm not that guy, but that's a hard one. Again, I've tried to make it a little bit of a challenge. Rosie's saying accidentally put the TV on mute for all of question 8. I mean, I'm sure other people wanted to do that, but you did do it, Ros, and it's probably for best. And this is the last one. This for this one, please do not name the artist. Whatever you do, do not name the artist. Not in these times, not in these trying times. But I couldn't think of any other songs that I could play. I mean, you very much could argue that I can't play any of these songs, and you will argue that, I'm sure. But for this one, I just name the song, and this used to be my go-to for a song that I would play, at a party. I wouldn't be the guy just picking up the acoustic guitar at a party, but if I want a little bit of fun, a little bit of a party trick, I would perhaps play this. And you can't do it anymore, and that's the shame. But I'll sing up to the first chorus, and just write down what it's called. Now I'm not trying to be cool, but baby, got feeling you. The way you do things you do reminds me of my Lex Coupe. That's why I'm all up in your grill, trying to get you to a hotel. You gotta be a football coach, the way you got me playing the field. So give me that doo-doo. I hear beep beep, running a hamster in my throat. Down to 124, it's what they say on the radio. It's the... What is it? What is it? Don't name the artist, as I said. Just name the song. What is that? What song was I covering there? And that is question number 10. So, I'm not repeating any of those. I think you've had plenty of time, and we're running late because of me and because of clapping. So let's try and pace it. So enter your answers, press submit, put your team captain, etc., etc., and I'll be back in a moment, so we can say what the answers are. Shinny's just said, when's the music round? That's good. That's a good bit. That is a good bit. I just don't need the artist for any of those questions. Gives me the title of the song. That's all I ever want. And I will be right back. So I'll give you until 5 minutes past to get your final answers in for this question, and then we're going to have a break. It should be about 15 minutes. I need to get totting up the scores and work out and print. What's the word? Give you the links to rounds 4 and 5. There's a lot more fun to come, I hope. Hopefully we should have this done by 10. Sorry, again, my apologies for this being perhaps not as technically smooth as it could be. James Clennell on my thing asking, is there more rounds? Yes, 2 more rounds. I'll write that on there. 2 more after following these answers. My apologies for being a little bit messy, but hey, I'm doing my best. I'll supply Yaroslav asking where are the links. I'll post those links in a moment. At the start of the next round, everything will be fine. We're just giving it until 5 past for you to give me these final answers. My apologies to all of the artists. A few of those. There's a couple of people in there who are past, or certainly whose careers have passed, and I can only apologise for them for murdering their work. How many have I got in at the moment? Got early 90s, got the answers in, so just waiting a little bit longer to get those. Also, thank you to everyone who's donated. Just got a few more donations in. Thank you a lot. That's really, really kind of you. I will donate 50% of the money to a local charity, I think. Find something that can make a lot of difference in these times. I know how difficult it is for people out there at the moment, particularly when it comes to job security, etc. And I'm sure the money you've donated will be a real help. So thank you very much. Please keep those donations coming in. I will send half of anything you send over there. Anyway, so that is 5 past. So that is everything. Got one last one coming in there. Is that the last one? Oh, a couple more. You know how. Looking at some of these guesses, a lot of them are right. Someone thought I was playing Fireflies. not. I wish I was playing Fireflies. I used to really annoy my sister by singing the song Fireflies because she hated it. Quite right too. Let me see. Is there any more for any more? That looks like that's the last one. Oh no, there's another one. Is that it? This is I'm going to blame this. It's the main reason the quiz is taking so long. I set deadlines and you guys, flaunt them. I'll give you another until 7 minutes past, because that's that classic time we all love, and it's 7 minutes past. Got a donation from Miz. I didn't know you were watching, Miz. Hope all is well in New York, epicenter of the virus, of course, in America. Hope it's going right. But love to you. Love to Daniel, love to the cat and the dog. I love them very much. Charlie, I expect better of you. You've got yours in at 18 seconds left to go. And I've already extended the deadline. That's it. I'm not accepting any more. Charlie Patterson, you were the last person to get yours in. I'm creating a block there. Boom, boom, boom. So that is it. That is round 3. Let's see what the answers were to in that round. I'm sure you're interested, because I doubt you knew. No, a lot of you did seem to have done quite well. Let me pop it on. Where are the answers here? There they are. So number 1, the one that was just that one chord. No, I can't do it. I can't even do chord now. That's Faith by George Michael. I think you all got that. Well done. Number 2, that Cambridge Man, that was me mangling the beautiful guitar work of Roger Waters with Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Great album. Number 3, the solo that I did from my GCSEs. Live Forever by Oasis. You all love Oasis, so I'm sure you got that. You're always going on about who you want to have a reunion. I'm sure you got it. Number 4. Was La Machine Goes Loud. That's my favourite of them all, without a doubt. The classic riff. I've done it wrong. Whatever. Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. Number 6, I'm not playing it again. Seven Nations Army by the White Stripes. You all know that. That's a big hit. Number 7, that indie banger from the late noughties was Men's Needs by the Cribs. Great band, great song. Not what about you think it's about. A lot of people don't seem to understand that when they're dancing to it at the indie disco. Number 8, that classic riff, Beta, the best one of all time. I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. If you just put Satisfaction, I'll be giving you the point. And number 9, that chord sequence was from Pinball Wizard by The Who. That's the one I think I played best, but also it was the least instructive. So I gave you those extra clues. Hopefully that was enough for you. And number 10, the song that I sang was the Ignition remix by someone. We don't know who. It's been erased to history. We no longer know who sang that. So that's it. That's us done for the moment. So I'm going to tot up the scores for the first half. I hope, hopefully have an idea of where we are in terms of a leader, and I'm going to post the sheets for the next 2 rounds. So this will be hopefully a 10-minute break. Hopefully be back with you about 20 past. Normally I'm like, charge your glasses, get a drink, go to the toilet. You can do that, but in your own home now rather than going to the bar. We'll be right back. See you in a moment. Hello, thank you for waiting. Sorry for taking a little bit longer than I wanted there. The totting up is harder than I thought it would be. Who knew? Mostly because there's so many of you playing. I really didn't think there'd be this many. And as I've said before, humbled. Really am. Thank you so much. I hope you don't feel like I'm wasting your time. But it's great to have a captive audience. Is it all I've ever wanted all my life? Maybe. I don't want to go all John Fowles, the collector, on you, but thank you so much. We'll get going now with rounds 4 and 5. I've edited the YouTube video description to add numbers 4 and 5. Also, I have added them on the post with the other 3 that is on the Facebook group. So you should all find them there. I'll give you just a minute or so while you get those. Let me just see any more. Blake asking, not having a beer? Sadly not, mate. 2 on edge to be drinking. I don't have anything in. I've not left the house in a couple of days. I should. Mel, this music has got to go next week. I'll mix it up next week, Mel. I'll do different music. Nancy Goodwin asking, what is this intermission song? I simultaneously love and hate it. It is a piece of music, let me find it, called Jazzy Frenchy by Ben Sound, and it was a piece of rights-free music that I could find. Blake says, tour fine, then you're fine. He says I'm doing a good job. Thank you very much, Blake. Let's get on with round number 4. This one's good. This one is for anyone who has who's watched the TV show Richard Osman's House of Games, which is real appointment to view television in my flat, 6 p.m. People. Oh, okay. I'll add the links in the chat as well. Wait, they've come through wrong. There we are. Hass recommending Happy Rock for the next piece of inane music that goes up the top. Good shout. I will do that. Friendly Game Gang asking there for the chat, for the names of the chat in the description. I've added those. I hope that is okay. Next round is Answer Smash. It's the final round from Richard Osman's House of Games. I've nicked it. I like it. It works. It's a good round. So we're doing it. So in that, if you've not seen it, you get shown a picture of someone under a category, and then you get a question underneath. The answer that you have to give is going to be a combination of those 2 words. So the first answer will end in a series of letters that the next answer will start with. You just write it all together as one answer. So, for example, if it... I should have prepared one. So if you had a picture of a pint glass and it was people who throw stones shouldn't live in blank, it would be pint glass houses. You combine the 2 together. I'm sure you'll get it. The subject for all 10 of these questions, the subject of the picture is Prime Ministers of the UK, of Great Britain. I think they're all all 20th. They're mostly 20th and 21st century. I think there might be an 18th century one in there as well. So you'll see a picture, you'll see a question, you combine the 2 answers. So, question number 1. Who is that? And which actress had her breakthrough playing Tina in The Mask alongside Jim Carrey and starred in 2 Charlie's Angels films? So you take his name, you take her name. I'm sure you'll see some obvious overlap between the 2, and you write it all as one answer. One big melting pot, please. Oh, I've not got the thing up. There it is. Sorry, that's poor. My sister on my sister's boyfriend's account says, do you remember when you cried when John Major had to leave number 10? Yes, I do. remember that. I think it was just seeing a man being made to leave his house that I found emotional. Not that I particularly agreed with his political views. So I'll read this question number again. So take the name of this man, take the name of the actress who had a breakthrough playing Tina in The Mask alongside Jim Carrey, put them two together, and give me an answer. Write the whole thing in there. People saying they can't see it. I've made a mistake. I've not put it up. My apologies. So that's question one. I think you get it. I think I've put an easy one first. Hopefully. Question number 2. Let's see. So take this person, their first name, their surname, and add to it the name of which cosmetics brand completes their advertising slogan. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's. So put the two things together. Nancy Goodwin saying she's going to smash this round. Good luck, Nance. I believe in you. So the name of which cosmetic brand completes their advertising slogan. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's. Question number 3. So take the name of that Prime Minister. Maybe a slightly harder one, but maybe you can guess it with the rest of the question. Which Disney cartoon character has 3 nephews called Huey, Dewey, and Louie? Which Disney cartoon character has 3 nephews called Huey, Dewey, and Louie? Add them together. Give me your answer. Replying to my adoring fans. So that's number 3. Which Disney cartoon character has 3 nephews called Huey, Dewey, and Louie? Combine it with the name of that Prime Minister. Question number 4. Slightly easy Prime Minister, maybe slightly harder question. So take his name, and then also known as Pedasus. I'm going to go Pedasus. What name is given to the random movement of particles suspended in a fluid? Also known as pedasis, what name is given to the random movement of particles suspended in a fluid? Threw out a bit of science out there for all the science fans. So I know some people like a bit of science. I believe this the discovering of this or work later done on it by Einstein is what got him his first Nobel Prize. I think it led to a foundation of the atomic theory. So it's important stuff, so I'm sure we all know it. That's Q number 4. Also known as pedasis, what name is given to the random movement of particles suspended in a fluid? Question number 5 in this round. Boom. So take the man's name, and then who had a 2016 UK #1 single with Cold Water featuring Justin Bieber and Mo? I assume it's pronounced Mo. Again, I've never heard it said out loud, though I do love her cover of that Spice Girls song. I'm giving you everything, all the joy I can bring, yes I swear. That one, can't remember what it's called. But great cover that she did. A couple of people seem confused, so you write the name. You combine the two. So this man's name ends with the start of the name of the second one. Clearly not enough people are spending their quarantine wisely and watching Richard Osman's House of Games, 6 p.m. every day, BBC Two. It's fantastic. I basically want to be famous so I can go on it. I think it's a smash hit. Really recommend it. Question number 6. Which 1962 epic, directed by David Lean, starred Peter O'Toole, Alec Guinness, and Omar Sharif? That one's definitely a bit of a tester. The picture. Of all of the names of all the Prime Ministers, this is my favourite. It makes me laugh every time. Combine that with which 1962 epic was directed by David Lean, starring Peter O'Toole as the lead character, Alec Guinness, and Omar Sharif. A strong lineup. Haas says, you are a Two Tribes champion, you are famous. Too kind, Haas. I'm not sure that'll convince old Rohog to let me on Rohog. But we can do. Matt says, do we need spaces? I'd put spaces between the words, so in the first person's name, put spaces, and if the second answer also has spaces, add those spaces. But where the words combine, it's best not to. But I'll make it work. I'll be able to work it out when it comes. Don't worry. So that's 6. Number 7. Which English pro golfer has never won a major but spent 22 weeks as world number 1 in 2010 and 2011? I know a few golf fans are watching tonight. Guards, big golf fan. Shout out to Guards. So I threw this one in there thinking some people bloody love golf. And this was an interesting fact I found out about golf. Apparently, only 2 people have been number 1 without winning a major, and that person is also English, but their name will not match with that Prime Minister. So perhaps a little pitfall. Try not to fall into it. I can hear my housemate Alex cackling in his room. I hope he's cackling watching this, but I doubt it. He often just sits in there and cackles to himself. If you're a big fan of my impressions on Instagram, I've got one of Alex coming up. You can look forward to that next week when I move away from knowing celebrities and move into people I know, my favourite impressions. So that's number 7. Which English pro golfer has never won a major but spent 22 weeks as world number 1 in 2010 and 2011? Question number 8. So we all know who that is. Which US chocolate company manufactures products such as Kisses, Drops, Mounds, and Almond Joy? Which US chocolate company manufactures products such as Kisses, Drops, Mounds, and Almond Joy? None of them are great names, really, are they? But, you do what you can. Best thing about this quiz is I've not looked at social media in 2 hours, not Twitter. I've not felt the dread of the world. So, nice to have a bit of escapism, isn't it? Question number 9. This guy, he's always bloody going on about something, isn't he? Take his name and mash it up with, what is the air traffic control call sign for any aircraft carrying the President of the United States? There is a plane which is normally designated as, this is it. So you've definitely heard the phrase. But you might not know that it's any plane that is got this name. It doesn't have to be the one specific plane that's all fancy. But combine that man's name with the name of the air traffic control call sign for any aircraft carrying the President of the United States. Also, of course, the name of an excellent film with Harrison Ford and Gary Oldman from about 1996. Big recommendation for that. Get off of my plane. Classic Ford. What a guy. That's question number 9. And question number 10, the last one in this round. Take that man's name and then what outdoor footwear were popularised in the early 19th century and are today most commonly made from polyurethane? I've not worded that well. Again, my apologies. What outdoor footwear were popularised in the early 19th century and are today most commonly made from polyurethane? This one, the boot is also the man, so don't get too confused by that on this one. They're both related. The boot is named for the man, but they combine. So yeah, take a moment with those. We will go on a little break. I'm absolutely desperate for a piss, so I'm going to go do that. Hayden says best plane-based film is Con Air. I would agree, Hayden. It's a smash. It's a smash hit. Cannot disagree with that one. So yeah, I'm going to pop you on the break music. I will go for a whiz. I'll come back. I'll give you until 21:42. So 5 minutes from now, we'll get this thing sorted and I'll give you the answers. Be right with you. And I'm back. I took a little while, longer than I expected. Thought I'd wash my hands. Hadn't done it in a while. Probably hadn't done it in about 3 hours, so I thought I'll get all of my hourly hand washing in at once. Got to do it. It's important, guys. Keep your hands washed. But that is it. Let me just check that everyone has got their answers in for round numero quattro. Yeah, probably. Quiz. Great. 79. So maybe a couple have dropped out. I hope not. I hope you're not dropped. No, there's a few more. Oh, there's always a few more. I can be really specific exactly when I want you to give you for you to give me these, and you take your time. There's more. Emily Quizzy Gablock. What are you two? Oh, who's that? We know nothing. Jon Snow. Toby. Yeah, Toby does know nothing. So that does scan. I'll give you another. Let's take it up to the quarter hour. Clearly, this is what you guys want to do with your evening: is just sit here while I go mad on my own. More mad on my own. I spent the last few nights just sort of staying up until 3 a.m. watching the O.J. Simpson documentary on BBC 4. Can't recommend it enough, guys. It's a masterpiece. If you liked the American Crime Story, which was mostly just Ross from Friends saying the word juice, I mean, this is even better because it's real. And who doesn't love a bit of juice? More coming in. Definitely looking at the answers here. Some people didn't get Answer Smash as an idea, which is a shame. And I am sorry that I didn't explain it better. I will do an Answer Smash again next week. I'm assuming there's going to be a next week, right? A lot of people want to do this next week. We'll do this next week. Gives me something to look forward to. So if we do it next week, when we do it next week, I will be more clear on how Answer Smash works. And also, I would really recommend that you watch Rohog, Richard Osman's House of Games, 6 p.m, BBC 2, weekdays. It's just a very entertaining show. Lots of different things. Let me see some comments. People are excited for Connections coming next. They know my quizzes. Connections round is what last round's all about. It's all about the connection. So let me say that is the last one. So Yaroslav is the last person in there. So we've dropped about 10 teams, but it's gone on long. Can't blame you guys. Let's see what the answers are to these cues. Quiz. There we are. So, answers. Number 1. So I wanted the name of the Prime Minister. That is David Cameron, the man who had sexual relations with a pig, as we all recall. And the question was, which actress had her breakthrough playing Tina in The Mask and those other roles? So you combine the two answers, David Cameron, Cameron Diaz, David Cameron Diaz. I know. It's very clever. It's very entertaining. Endless opportunities for this. So that's number 1. Number 2. That's obviously a picture of Theresa May, and the name of the cosmetic brand that completes the phrase. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Theresa Maybelline. You get it? You're getting the vibe. You're enjoying the vibe. Number 3. Which Disney cartoon character has 3 nephews called Huey, Dewey, and Louie? That's Ramsay MacDonald is the picture. Donald Duck is the guy. Ramsay MacDonald Duck. It's good fun. Number 4. That is Gordon Brown. And Bodiasis is also known as Brownian motion. Gordon Brownian motion. That one is hard. I don't know if I'd have got that, but well done if you did. Question number 5. John Major, who I cried about when he left office, and he didn't have a number 1 hit. The people that had a number 1 hit with Cold Water was Major Lazer. John Major Lazer. I definitely would have got Major Lazer. I know nothing about Major Lazer. Question number 6. The Prime Minister Andrew Bonar Law. His middle name is Bonar. It's always funny, guys, because his middle name is Bonar. And Bonar Law. The law relating to boners. It doesn't get better than that. And the film directed by David Lean was Lawrence of Arabia. So Andrew Bonar Lawrence of Arabia. Question number 7. That is a picture of Clement Attlee, and the English pro golfer who's never won a major is Lee Westwood, Clement Attlee Westwood. Good, entertaining. Number 8, Thatcher, we all know that, Margaret Thatcher, and the US chocolate company that manufactures those products is Hershey's. Margaret Thatcher. Very good. Yes, I mean, Yaroslav's saying you got it wrong. It's all right, mate. We'll know. You'll know for next time, and that's the most important thing. Ollie's watching from Canada. Hi, Ollie. I hope this meets your camera needs. I know how much you like a good bit of camera. Ollie recently filmed that documentary series on Disney Plus with Jeff Goldblum. Apparently it's good. Watch it. Jack says anyone who got Andrew Bonar cheated. Maybe. Or maybe they knew Lawrence of Arabia. They thought of the only Prime Minister whose name ends law. Alias Fake Namey, who I still don't know who that is, says that round was so good. Glad to hear it. 2 more answers left. So number 9, that's a picture of Tony B. Liar. Am I right, guys? The war criminal. But no, centrism was great. We all enjoyed it at the time. We all enjoyed a well-funded NHS. And, I mean, personally I didn't enjoy it, but I'm sure I would have enjoyed going to university for less money than I'm paying now. Especially when half of it is striked off and half of it is quarantined. But, you know, you do what you can, don't you? So that's Tony Blair, the call sign for a ship. I've gone mad. Sorry, guys. The call sign for a aircraft with the President of the United States is Air Force One, Tony Blair Force One, a film we would all watch in hell. And question number 10, who is that? That's Arthur Wellesley, the Duke of Wellington. I'll accept just the Duke of Wellington. And the outdoor footwear that was popularised in the 19th century, because he wore them, was the Wellington boot. So Duke of Wellington boots. That's your 10 answers there. Well done, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that one. That's always fun, and yeah, definitely something I will continue in future. So that is that round, and now we are going to go on to a connections round. So hopefully I can explain this one better than I did the last one, but you know, we'll see. So in this round, there's going to be 10 questions. The answers to questions 1 to 9 will be general knowledge. You won't know. There won't be anything. It could be about anything. Proper random general knowledge. But all or part of the answer will have a connection. There'll be something in there. It could be a little word that's hidden. It could be something relating to one of the words. I'm not going to tell you. Those things, there'll be a connection. It will get more obvious as you go through the round. And then the answer to question 10 will be what connects these things. If you get that connection, you'll get a point for that as well. In the comments, Alfred says, Snell would like a shout out. Please, she's a hero. Well done, Snell. You are a hero. Snell works at the NHS. She does work. I think she might have gone private, or did she come from private to NHS? I can't remember. But you're doing a great job, Snell, regardless of what you're doing. A lot of people just saying hi. Everyone's just saying hi in the group chat. Come join the group chat on the YouTube stream if you've not. But anyway, so yeah, we're doing a connections round. It'll be fine. We'll all enjoy it. So first question in the connection round, question number 1. What term meaning shoemakers is the nickname of Northampton town due to the history of the trade in the town? The trade of shoemaking happened in Northampton. What term meaning shoemakers is the nickname of Northampton town due to the history of the trade of shoemaking in the town? That's question 1. So all or part of that answer is going to come together through a connection. Question number 2. Which dish has been a customary part of the Wimbledon tennis tournament since it began and has cost £2.50 a portion there since 2010? They've put a much needed price cap on that. We know how expensive these things can get. Which dish, thing you can eat, has been a customary part of the Wimbledon tennis tournament since it began and has cost £2.50 a portion there since 2010? I believe it comes from like 16th century, and I think Thomas Wolsey created the link between the two things. Normally, what we do in this when I do it at the pub is that if you get the connection, you can shout the connection early. I've just got a shout. Jade Bell says desserts. It's not desserts, Jade. And also, I'm not, sadly, because we can't, I'm not doing it this time. You don't get a prize for getting the connection first. But it's not desserts. I'll give you all that clue. Though you're right, those first two are connected by desserts. This one, I don't think is. Question number 3. Which Kellogg's breakfast cereal was invented in Manchester in the early 80s and used the slogan, "They're ludicrously tasty"? Which Kellogg's breakfast cereal was invented in Manchester in the early 1980s and used the slogan, "They're ludicrously tasty"? Also famously, Super Hans in Peep Show said, "Pretty expensive," if I recall, as he dropped Gogs on the floor. A great moment in sitcom history. People just asking, guards asking, is there a link for getting it quickest? And Joe Snell confirms she's not private. Glad to hear it. In fact, I've always found her, not a private person. She will just say things, and that's part of her charm. We will enjoy it. And yeah, guards, there is no prize for getting it quickest. Maybe next week. We'll see. That was question number 3. Question number 4. Which 2007 comedy film starred Christopher Walken as a Chinese criminal mastermind and ping pong fanatic? A great movie. I've not seen it, I imagine. Christopher Walken's very good. Definitely on the list for upcoming impressions. I'm sure that's one that will get there, without a doubt, isn't it? Sam Pilcher asked me to do an impression of Terry B that time he kept shouting Jonesy at one quiz. I will do that. That was very good. Love a bit Terry B. And Henry has asked me to drop the PayPal link in the chat again, so I will do that. paypal.me/LJ47. Easy. I feel like if I'm just putting it in the chat, it looks like I'm just asking for money. M House says, "Thank you for the Peep Show reference." You're welcome for the Peep Show reference, everyone. So that was question number 4. Which 2007 comedy film starred Christopher Walken as a Chinese criminal mastermind and ping pong fanatic? Number 5. What is the name of the fictional mode of speech spoken by Alex and his droogs in Anthony Burgess's A Clockwork Orange and Stanley Kubrick's film adaptation? This is the hardest question. Maybe in the quiz. Maybe in the whole quiz. So, good luck. Alfred points out he would like to hear regarding the cereal a Rob Brydon, "It's ludicrously tasty," in the style of Brydon. I can't just do a Brydon off the cuff. I wish I could. He's a hell of a performer. Hugh Jones has sent me £5.69. Nice. Thank you very much, Hugh. You're too kind. I've not read out everyone that's given money. I know that's the thing they do, like on YouTube and Twitch. Like, if you don't donate money, you get a shout out. I'm learning. This is all new for me, but maybe next time. But that was question 5. What is the name of the fictional mode of speech spoken by Alex and his droogs in Anthony Burgess's A Clockwork Orange and Stanley Kubrick's film adaptation? Question number 6. Which English footballer has this career? 2011 to 2013, Barnsley. 2013 to 2016, Everton. 2016 to present, Manchester City. Who has made those money moves? I'm using the phrase "making those money moves" a lot nowadays. It's a new thing for me. I'm not using it in this quiz. I'm not a maniac. Even though people have donated some good money, so I am making money moves. But I like it. It's a good phrase. I'm going to add it to the old repertoire, I think. That's question number 6. Who has this career? Which English footballer? That's 2011, 2013 at Barnsley, 2013, 2016 Everton, 2016 to present Manchester City. I should put Manchester City's bench. Spending a lot of time on there. He's done some bad things in his personal life, and I don't agree with them. But you could have tried to mount a decent title offence, couldn't you? But no. Luckily, they're going to cancel the whole season, so it'll be fine. That was question 6. Question number 7. What word can mean all of the following? A woman's short, loose dress, popular in the 1950s. The act of tackling a quarterback behind the line of scrimmage in American football. And to dismiss someone from employment. So which word has all of those meanings? A woman's short, loose dress, popular in the 50s. The act of tackling a quarterback. And to dismiss someone from employment. I've got one person has messaged me the correct answer. That is Nina. She is very good, so I'm not surprised. That's question 7. Question number 8. Cullinan 1, the largest clear-cut diamond in the world, is set in a scepter that is part of which collection of treasures housed in the Tower of London? So the biggest old diamond in the old world is in a scepter. That scepter is part of what collection of treasures that is housed? I've accidentally written the link as PayPay. It's PayPal. And people are making fun of me, which is good fun. PayPay. No, every mistake is just, I don't want to make any mistakes, guys. I want to be flawless. Like this diamond. But no, I screw up and create an opening. So that was question number 8. Question number 9. What is the name of the only studio album released by the Sex Pistols? That's question 9. What is the name of the only studio album released by the Sex Pistols? And that brings us to question 10. What is the connection? So all or part of the answers will come together. They'll be connected. Either they'll all mean something. Either they'll all be related to something. They all will be something. They could all be a different colour, a different tree, something like that. You can find that connection. The answer to question 10 is what is the connection between the previous answers. If you've worked out what the connection is, but you've got a few gaps, you can go back and use that connection to try and work out what an answer might be. And that is that's the last question of the quiz. So thank you very much for answering them. I will give you, let's say 7 minutes, so until 7 minutes past 10 to get your answers in, and then I'll give the final answers for that round, and then I'll get totting up the scores. So give me just a moment, and I will be right back with you. Back, just saw a couple of people in the chat have asked me to go through the questions in that one again, so I will just very quickly. So number 1, what's the word meaning shoemakers? And there's also the nickname of Northampton Town Football Club. Question number 2, what dish has been a customary part of Wimbledon since it began? Question number 3, which Kellogg's breakfast cereal was invented in Manchester and is ludicrously tasty? Question number 4, which 2007 comedy film starred Christopher Walken as a Chinese criminal mastermind and ping pong fanatic? Not his best work. Question number 5, what is the fictional mode of speech in A Clockwork Orange? Question number 6, which footballer has this career? Question number 7, what word can mean all of the following? Question number 8, the Cullinan 1 is the largest clear-cut diamond, is part of what collection? And question number 9, what is the name of the only studio album released by the Sex Pistols? Question 10, as always, what is the connection? I hope that's all right. I hope that's helped out. Ben Cartwright says thanks. You're welcome, Ben Cartwright. Love to help. But yeah, so give me a couple minutes. Be back shortly. So just giving it a minute or so before I take the final count for this round. A lot of people seem to be getting the connection, which is very pleasing to hear. I think you enjoyed it. Seems like a good bit of fun. You got what I was doing. You got what I was saying. Some people have just said thank you in the connection because they didn't know it. Some people have worded it slightly differently. I think it might take me about 15-20 minutes to mark everything, because this is difficult. It's a lot. It's surprising, to be honest, how there's just so many of you. Again, very moved, very touched. Glad that I could help out and give everyone something to do. Really, I know how difficult it's been. If you ever need a recommendation of something fun to do, to watch, to listen to, always come to me. I like to think of myself as a media expert. Really the OJ documentary, fantastic. I really recommend. I think Lottie's doing the quiz. Her podcast, Funkcast, very, very funny. Really enjoyed that. Very cute, enjoyable. Books. I'm currently reading The Joy of Quiz by Alan Connor. So about quizzes. Can't recommend that enough. And Mario Kart. And that's what I've mostly been doing in my time. Mario Kart. Can't recommend Mario Kart enough. I think that is the last one in. I've got 87. 88 last time. I think it probably makes sense that we've dropped one. So I'll just wait until we get to 8 minutes past to see if that is the end of it. But thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for playing. I hope you've had a laugh. I have. It's it's not a normal thing for me to do, just to sit and talk to myself, and just listen to, again, my housemate Alex just cackling to himself because he's quite mad. But that's your lot. That's the last one. So last one, Toby's team. We know Laughing Stones know they were the last one in this time. So let me lock that down. Okay. So here we are. The answers to round number 5. Where are we? Here we are. So number 1. What term meaning shoemaker? Which term meaning shoemakers is the nickname of Northampton Town? The Cobblers. The Cobblers. Not a lot more to add. Not a lot more to add with that. Question number 2. Which dish has been customary part of Wimbledon? Obviously, strawberries and cream. That's a gimme. I'm sure you got that one. Question number 3. Which Kellogg's breakfast cereal was invented in Manchester? Which is weird. I didn't know this, but found that out today. But is ludicrously tasty. Crunchy Nut cornflakes. I'll accept Crunchy Nut as well. I think that's just what they go by now. But a delicious treat for the morning. Question number 4. Which 2007 comedy film starred Christopher Walken as a Chinese man? I mean, that's weird enough. I didn't see it, but I still 2007 was a different time, politically, morally, emotionally. So, but that film was called Balls of Fury. Question number 5. What is the name of the fictional mode of speech? This was the hardest one, so well done to all those of you who got this. The fictional mode of speech is called Nadsat. Nadsat. I believe it comes from Russian for teen, something like that. I'm sure Nina will tell me. She studied Russian. Question number 6. Which English footballer has this career? John Stones. John Stones. Manchester City and England centre-back. Apparently he's good at playing the ball out, but is he? I'd like to see it. Question number 7. Which word can mean any of the following? The dress, the act of tackling a quarterback, and to dismiss someone? Sack. Sack dress. To sack. The other 2. Sack. Question number 8. The Cullinan one is part of which collection of treasures? Part of the Crown Jewels in the Tower of London. And question number 9. What is the name of the only studio album released by the Sex Pistols? It's, of course, Nevermind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. I'll also accept Nevermind the Bollocks. I won't accept Nevermind the Buzzcocks. That was a different thing. So, what connects these answers? So, inside there, you can see the hidden bits. Cobblers, berries, nut, or nuts, balls, nads, stones, sack. crown jewels, bollocks. What are they? They're all slang terms for the testicles and the scrotum. A lot of you got that. Well done. You've got a keen eye, and clearly it's an area you know a lot about, so well done. So that's it. Give me a few while I work out who's won. It might take more than a few. I'm going to work out the best system for doing it. Hopefully should be okay. And yeah, I will be back with you ASAP to announce the winner. If the winner is, hopefully the winner is someone that I do know well, and I'm going to call them. I'll call them live. It'll be like an exciting moment, I hope. But yeah, so give me 2 seconds and I'll be right with you. guys, I'm back. Unfortunately, this is going to take longer than I hoped. There's so many of you. I really didn't expect it, to be honest. It's a lot. But I have all your data. I have all the numbers. I'm going to find the best way of doing it, and I will announce the winner, I think, best tomorrow. I might be up a little while working this out, and I don't want to cheat anyone out of their win, and I don't want to keep anyone up. So I'm going to spend a little time working on this. I'll keep the stream up now just in case that I do manage to do it quicker than I hoped, and some people are still around. But again, I don't want to keep you up. You know, with some of us have work in the morning. I mean, I don't. But hey, you know. Anyway, I'll announce it via video on the Facebook page tomorrow, I think. So keep an eye out there. Sorry for it being a little bit skew with teething problems, but I hope it's been fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will definitely do it again next week if people want it. As Jamesy Boy says, will there be a leaderboard? There will be a leaderboard. I'll rank everyone, and if the same people are doing it next week, I will keep the ranking open so we can, who is the quarantine quiz champion over the whole time. But yeah, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for words of encouragement. Thank you for your love. Thank you very much, of course, for donations. They remain open. But yeah, I hope you've had a good laugh. I have, certainly. It's been a pleasure. We'll do it again. Invite more people. Maybe next week you can do that. And yeah, I'll come up with a better system for next time to make it a little bit smoother, maybe, with scoring systems. If anyone has any ideas, hit me up. You know where I am. I love you all very much. You're wonderful, and in these dark times, we all need a little bit of love, right? But keep washing your hands. Stay inside. Don't see your nan. Call your nan. Reminds me, I'm going to call nan tomorrow, Mum. Don't you worry. Yeah. I'll have the winner for you tomorrow. It's been a real pleasure, guys. Love you very much. Have a good night. Bye-bye.